session is with Marcin that will talk to us on how to build marketing team in Microsoft Teams. Marcin, over to you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So hello, welcome everyone. This hybrid session is weird to it's my first hybrid session. Couldn't get to in person because of some COVID regulations and restrictions in Poland in my kids' school, so I had to stay. So let's go. Today's session is about how to build marketing team using Microsoft Teams. It's mostly about real-life case studies, real-life examples. So I will show you how to build a team, what you can use, what building blocks, what services, applications you can use to build a team that is useful in marketing purposes. Then, well, is it possible to build a marketing dashboard? So one team, one place when you can use all your marketing application, all your marketing services from around the world, around the internet, not only, place for communication, but other services, other applications, etc. Then I show you some social media automation built in Teams, that you can use Teams and check your social media, maybe analyze messages, etc. And some, of course, real-life examples. All of those cases are based on my customers or our customers. Oh, okay. So quick agenda. So Teams as a platform, I will tell a little about Teams as a platform. What does it mean? Why it is important for marketing, but not only for this case study. I will show you some out-of-the-box tools that you can use really quickly to boost your productivity, to gather all stuff together in marketing. Then, of course, I will show you some marketing things example with some pre-configured services, applications, third-party applications as well. Then some social media automation with some pros and cons, so what's possible, what's not possible, because of course not everything you can do in Teams or even in Microsoft 365. And at the end, some example of activity planning tool. Okay, so before we start, a few things about me. So my name is Marcin Siewnicki. I'm from Warsaw, Poland, sunny day today. I am Microsoft 365 consultant. I work in ISCG. I work mostly in modern workplace stuff, so SharePoint Online, Power Platform, Teams, and stuff around that. To be honest, I'm a SharePoint guy. I've been working with SharePoint for, oh my God, it's 15 years now. So it's, yeah, I remember some very old classic SharePoint server versions. You can spot me on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and there's also a link to my brand new website. So let's go. Teams as a platform. Well, of course, Teams is a central place for communication, for remote work, remote education, etc. Everyone uses Teams or similar platform to communicate during COVID, mostly during COVID times. But Teams not only a tool for chatting, for online meetings, and sending files. That's something bigger, much bigger than communication tool. Because to communicate, you can use Skype, you can use your phone, even email, but Teams is something totally different. We can use, in fact, all services that are available in Microsoft 365. So you can use Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Microsoft Forms, Stream, etc. All services that you can use in Office, in Microsoft 365, you can use as a part of Teams, and they can be embedded in Teams. That's very important. You can use Power Platform, so you can create PowerApps, Power Automate, maybe some Power BI dashboard, and put it inside Teams, in our team, in our channel, or in private application or personal application in Teams. There are some predefined applications designed by Microsoft. For example, calendar, shifts, approvals, etc. They are pre-built by Microsoft. You can add them. You don't need to, but they're ready to use. And all of those applications are personal applications, so you can't add them to channels, but you can add them to your left-hand menu, to your Teams navigation. If you want, you can also use other Microsoft services, for example, Azure Dynamics or Graph, to connect, to build more complex, more advanced solution, but also embedded in Teams. And at the end, you can use a lot of third-party applications. Some of them are built by Microsoft or provided by Microsoft. Some of them are provided completely by third-party. And those applications can be embedded, can be used inside Teams without switching to different window, different tab, different application in Teams or desktop. So using Teams, you can build one dashboard, one central place to gather all your communication services, tickets, documents, files, chats, online meetings, videos, etc. You can try to get all your stuff put inside Teams. So the ultimate goal, I would say, is that you can create a team. And that team will contain all of your workloads, your applications that you can use every day. Of course, it's not possible because some applications have some technical issues and you can't connect them in Teams easily, or it's impossible. Some of them are on premises, so it's not so easy. And sometimes it's not worth to waste time to connect one specific application to Teams, because it could cost you a lot of time, a lot of money. But it's quite easy to connect online services, to connect Microsoft 365 services. It's quite easy and gives you quite interesting effect, because you will get a lot of stuff from around your Teams, inside your team or Teams channels, personal application, and you can use them without switching between applications. So, and what else? You keep context, so you can easily share your messages, copy text from messages, copy links between Teams, and all will stay in Teams. So history and backups, etc. Okay, so what you can get, what we have out of the box for Teams to build, to use in marketing. Of course, there is a team as a structure. So central place for our marketing. We can create channels, private channels and public channels. Of course, documents and files, that's pretty obvious, but there's a lot of stuff that you can use with documents. You can share documents with external, with guests. That's quite useful. Of course, meetings, that's well-known feature, but Teams got webinars feature, so you can create webinars and invite external users to your webinars using predefined forms. OneNote as a place for your notes, Stream if you work with videos or you need a place to host your videos. That's a very good place to store videos. Power BI as a place for your dashboards, for your reports. Planner and tasks and to-do. Its name is a little bit complicated, but it's a place where you can gather all your tasks for marketing, for other projects, for entire company, etc. Forms has a very small additional service that you can use to build forms for internal users, for external users, and Microsoft apps and third-party apps. Microsoft apps are, of course, applications that you can use and they connect to Microsoft services, but third-party apps can connect to third-party services, for example, Trello, Miro, etc. So you can get external data, external services inside your teams. So let's go and switch to some demo. So this is a marketing team. I will show you this within a second. And we have 4 parts. First is our navigation, our structure. It's very important to build that structure and with some purpose behind it. Of course, content, so communication, official communication, personal communication, etc. But very important part, tabs. In tabs, you can put a lot of stuff, a lot of applications from Microsoft, your own application using PowerApps or something like that. And there's also left-hand menu with well-known navigation options like chat, Teams, calendar. But you can put here another personal applications from Microsoft, for example, approvals, tasks, or build by yourself applications, for example, help desk tickets or social media activities, etc. So it's a place for personal application in Teams. Okay, so we can switch to Teams. No more talking. Not this one, not this one, this one. A little bigger maybe. So this is a sample marketing team based on some of my customer requirements. There's a lot of stuff here. Of course, I created some navigation, some structure with channels. As you can see, there's one channel, private channel, because I can share entire team with my vendors, with external companies, etc. So I want to be sure that those external users can get access to all those channels, but excluding this one. So finance is only for my internal people, because there's some finance about marketing, and I don't want to share it with everyone from external users that I invited to my team. So general automation, some content scheduling, events, etc. There's also Twitter channel. But what's very important, I can put a lot of communication here. That's normal. But that's too small. Okay, good. But what about tabs? I created a team for marketing with Planner. This is the main place for tasks in my team. You can create a planner and put all tasks and assign those tasks to users, to members of your team. So it's quite easy. I can type it here anywhere, anyone, and come on. And that's it. Editor will get some message about these tasks, and she got this task in her own Planner application. It's easy to use. It's quite simple, but easy to use, and you can use it for marketing. It's quite okay to use Planner. Planner is not good for big projects, complicated projects, complex, when you have a lot of relations between tasks, deadlines. You have moved all things around and keep it consistent. But if you have 20, 30, or 50 tasks, it's okay to use Planner. It's quite useful for this. And what's great, that you can use charts to quickly and visually check how your tasks are going, who's late with his task. So who's late? It's late, of course, me with my prepared doc template. I missed the deadline, so I can easily check all my tasks, and my boss, my manager, or entire team can easily check what's wrong with tasks, which tasks are completed, etc. So it's very easy to use, but very important, it's also connected with Microsoft To Do and with tasks in Outlook. So it's pretty integrated with everything. And if I go to my tasks, so a personal application that gather all my Planner tasks from entire Microsoft 365, my personal tasks from Microsoft To Do, I can check all tasks. As you can see, there's a lot of tasks from different projects, different planners, but also from this marketing. So it's very easy. I can use filters, etc. So it's easy to work with those tasks. But what's important, you get, or your users get, only one place to work with tasks. They don't need to switch between personal tasks in Microsoft To Do or Microsoft Outlook or Planner. No, it doesn't matter where, in which team, which channel, or which place you create a task, and they will get that task in their own personal application. So it's task by Planner and To Do. Its name is quite long, but I hope they will change it somewhere in the future. So that's Planner. But if you don't use Planner, because you don't need to use Planner, maybe you use some other tool, for example, Trello as a third-party application. I know a lot of companies that use Trello, and what to do when you want to work with Trello and use Teams. I can, of course, add additional tab in my web browser and switch between Trello, Teams, etc. But there is a third-party application for this called Trello. And you can simply log into your application and you will get your dashboard, your tasks. You can work. It works the same way as in the browser. You can create new tasks, new buckets, release, etc. It works in the same way. And all you need to do is simply click Add and find Trello. So that's it. And of course, sign into your application. But that's everyone must sign by themselves. And the same thing works for, so this method works for any other application. If you go to, if you try to add a tab, there's a lot of applications from Microsoft, from third party. For example, there's Jira. If you use Jira for tickets or something like that, you can use Jira. You can use YouTube, Google, etc. For tasks, what's for tasks? There are, of course, Asana, but I think there is Todoist. Oh, my fault. But there's a lot of third-party application. You can check if there's your own or that one that you are using from and it's not from Microsoft. So it's quite easy to integrate existing application in your team. So I don't need to switch. I can simply switch between my tabs. Maybe put it here. Loads pretty quickly. Yeah, that's it. So it's quite easy to set up this kind of application. What else? I work, one of my clients uses a lot of videos. So create a lot of content for marketing purposes, store the content in YouTube, in some file shares, etc. So it wasn't easy to get that content, find a movie, find a video, check if it's okay, publish it, unpublish, etc. So what we did, we created a dedicated stream channel and we put all of those videos into this stream channel and embedded this stream channel inside Teams. I created some demo videos to show how it works. So I simply I can click stream. So I uploaded all my customers' video, quite a lot, dozen gigabytes, and created some channels if needed. And I can, of course, switch to stream and work in stream, but it's easier to go to switch between tabs in your channel and check your video. So it's quite easy to add. The only thing that you need to do is type your stream channel's name, and that's it. And provide a name, of course, for your channel in Teams, and that's it. But you can also embed a single video, but the best is to put entire channel if you have a lot of videos, because it's easier to navigate. You don't need to switch between 20 tabs in each video. So it's very easy to set up, and you get all functionalities from Stream inside your teams. What else? There's also a YouTube application, but it's limited to video. So if you want to upload a video and share that, focus this video, focus your users' attention on this specific video, you can use YouTube application as well. There's also employees idea application. I hope it will work. Yeah, it's a PowerApps application built by Microsoft, so you can use this application for free. So everyone can, every team member of marketing can put some ideas about upcoming events, about campaigns, etc. Other users can, vote for if it's okay, good, bad, etc. So it's quite advanced system, but free application, and you can use. And what we did with our customer, we only modified it a little to add some branding because my customer loves his branding, and logo must be everywhere. But the whole system, whole application ideas, forms, etc. was the same. So I can click and add some campaign. Some idea about campaign, add it, post it to a channel, etc. So it's quite complex application, but you can use it or even modify it. Yes, I think that's all from this team. So let's go quickly to the next one. Where's my slide? Here. So that's marketing team. So you can use, of course, documents. That's very obvious, but you can use all and work on every type of document from Microsoft Office, plus, of course, PDF files and OneNotes and other types of files, because you can upload them and download. But of course, you want it's not possible to open some third-party application inside Teams for editing. For tasks, of course, Microsoft Planner or tasks or to do, and Trello and any other application, third-party application that you use and can be embedded in Teams. Personally, I use Trello and Jira for some specific purposes. My customer mostly focus on Trello and Planner. For reports, data, forms, of course, Microsoft Forms if you want to create forms, lists, if you want to put data in some table structured forms, for example, webinar registrations or events planning, etc. And Power BI if you want to visualize some data about your website, traffic, about your campaigns, etc. It's very easy. Of course, for Power BI, you must have proper licenses to work with Power BI reports, but you can use them and embed in in Microsoft Teams. And for video stream, I suggest Stream because it's more easy to use. You can do a lot of stuff inside Stream. And if you want, you can put also a YouTube. Okay. So what next? Something about social media automation. That's, I think, first question that I got from my customers if we talk about Teams and there's around marketing department. Can you use Teams for some kind of social media automation? Is it possible? Not only Teams, but entire Microsoft 365. Well, it is possible. Sometimes it requires more work. Sometimes it's quite easy to do. We can use. I choose for examples because there's a lot of social media platforms. Some are well-known, some maybe not so much. Of course, LinkedIn, Twitter, LinkedIn because it's Microsoft service, Twitter, and of course Facebook and Instagram. So we can create some automation using Power Automate, and it can be easy, it can be tricky, and yeah, for Facebook, of course, it can be tricky, but let's go and check how can we use it. And this is a scenario maybe not so easy, but based on one of my customers. So first, if a new tweet appears, so someone mention my company or put a Twitter with some problems about my services, products, etc. So I check it using Power Automate. If there's a new tweet, I will get it and save it on a list. This list is visible in Teams, so everyone from my marketing team can go there and check all tweets. Then, but that's not all. I run again Power Automate, dedicated flow, and check using AI Builder if this tweet has positive or negative sentiment. So if someone talks okay about my company, or if there's some problems, some hate speech, etc. For this, I used AI Builder, dedicated additional feature to Power Automate. It required additional licensing. And then based on AI Builder and Power Automate outcome, I update this list item. So I know so everyone know if in my team, if this specific tweet is positive, negative, or something else. I can send email message if there's something wrong. So for example, someone is complaining a lot on Twitter about my services, or I can even post a message on a Teams channel with some additional information that something's wrong, and put that to make attention in marketing department or in the group that is responsible for this Twitter or social media. So how it works? How it works? So I created for this example, I'll switch to Twitter. Come on, please go here. So I created a list for this presentation. I'm searching for a tag Commsverse. There's a lot of tweets about Commsverse today, so we can check it in real time almost. And when a new tweet appears with Commsverse, I simply save it on my SharePoint list, Microsoft list, and it's visible from my Teams. I saved who tweeted. So tweeted by, location, if it's available, tweet time, language. For some reasons, it was important for my customer, and of course hashtag, some ID for internal processes as well. But that's the first list to check all tweets. Then I created an additional flow to check the sentiment of this tweet. So, for example, this is positive, okay, but I saw some negative one. Yeah, there's one negative tweet. It was negative because Mark, he complained about a few bugs in live stream at 8 a.m. So it's CST, so 10 a.m. CST. So using this tool, this logic, we can quickly, so I can go filter and show me only negative tweets. There are two negative tweets. Oh my God. Oh, okay, this I think false. But you can easily check what's negative, who said that, if it's a real negative tweet or the AI just made a mistake. And using this, it's quite easy. You can filter. You don't need to go. If you use Twitter heavily, there's a lot of tweets about you, about your services, about your products, etc. So it's very easy to create such logic This logic looks like this. So it's so easy. If new tweet appears with comsverse, I can put here a hashtag, account name, whatever text I want. I just simply create a list item. That's it. So there's nothing to talk about, but the next one, this is separate flow for some reason. This time I use this AI builder action to detect language. So I know if it's in English, in another language supported by AI builder. It was very important for my customer because they work with multi-language customers, vendors, and support lines, etc., etc. And it was a pain to sometimes to check which ticket which is for in which language. So we check a language, then we check is it a positive or negative text, tweet, or whatever you want. And then I can add some additional logic. Right now, for this example, I only update my list item, but I can send email message based on that. I can post a message to Teams. I can do whatever I want. If it's negative, if it's positive, neutral, etc. But anyway, it's, as you can see, 1, 2, 3 actions. So it's very, very easy to set up. The only thing that you must consider is that AI Builder in Power Platform is a quite additional service. So it's about $500 per unit. So it's the minimum amount that you must pay for this per month. So, but it's, if you use it, it can be worth the money that you must spend on it. Of course, you can use Azure.
Marcin, we're almost on time. Would you wrap up, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
3 minutes, and I think I should be done.
Thank you.
Yes, now out of time. So, as you can see, very easy flow. If you want, if you need some details, you can catch me on Twitter or LinkedIn, or type a message in you are online on Teams. Okay, and let's quickly go to the last one. Activity planning tool. I think the second most asked question on meetings. So calendar with some planning with posts, schedule, and maybe some approval process. So if I want to share information on my company, on my company's Facebook page, I can put it in my calendar in Teams. Then someone must approve that request, and at the end, I can automatically publish this on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on whatever I want. For my customer, I created a custom connector for Facebook because it's not out of the box in Power Automate, but it's quite easy. It's not very complicated. But we created a custom connector, and after some one-stage approval, if it's approved, so Power Automate quickly go and publish such information on corporate Facebook page. Okay, and quickly switch to how it works. So it's also very simple. Dedicated list in Teams, so everyone can go there. It's in calendar view. Quickly create new items. So post on Facebook, some description, some status if I need ready, for example, ready to publish. I can set up a date, so I want that it should be published last day of the month. Let's say social media post. I can add some image. That's it. If I click save, additional approval process will start. I will get, or my manager, my marketing department manager, whatever, someone got this, will get this approval request. If it's approved, This flow will automatically create a post on my dedicated social media channel. For that customer, we used Facebook, but it requires custom API, custom connector. Out of the box, you can easily use Twitter and sharing posts on LinkedIn. For other social media, probably you need to use custom API and custom connectors. So it's more work. As you can see, there's no approval, and all of the teams, as you can see, even approvals are displayed inside Teams. So I don't need to switch to email. Yeah, I forget about email. I don't need to use Outlook anymore. So quickly click approve, and now the submitting process, publishing process will start. So within 2 weeks, my post will be published on my test account on Facebook. Okay, so I think that's all. I won't show you how it's published because we don't have time, and it will require 5 to 10 minutes. But that's all. If you have any questions, reach me on Twitter, reach me on LinkedIn, and I hope that I show you something that you can use, or based on that, you can create your own marketing team, marketing channels or applications. Thank you very much.